Hi Lauren, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for asking. Um, my name's Hannah. I'm going to be doing your assessment today. Um, just want to quick go over some things, just confidentiality things, real quick. Just letting you know that everything that we talk about is kept between us, unless you express prior abuse, hurting yourself, or hurting others. But then I have the confidentiality. Is that okay with you?
Yep, I understand.
Sounds good. Thank you. So what brings you in today? What do you feel like talking about? What's been bothering you?
Um, I don't know. I'm just I guess, kind of frustrated, and I don't know. I can't hold a job down. I got evicted from my apartment a couple months ago, so now I'm just finally moving into a new one, and I kind of feel like life's falling apart right now.
That's really rough. Facing being evicted, that's very hard. It's very stressful and overwhelming. I get it.
Yeah.
Um, so you said you're feeling frustrated. Would you say your frustration started um, and feeling overwhelmed with life? Would that be before the eviction or before the job loss?
It was before the eviction. I was probably around job loss number 3, and I just lost I don't know, my 6th in the past year.
Wow.
So I don't know. I'm over it. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Like, I never had this problem before I moved out, before I started doing things for myself. So I don't understand why I can't adult.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely a lot to handle. Jumping from jobs, that's stressful enough just starting things. So you said you've been through like 6 jobs within the year. Like, do you feel like you have a hard time holding down a job, or you just don't like the jobs that you're in, the field that you're in, or what do you think?
I've tried a ton of different jobs and they all sound fun, but then I get there and like they're just they expect me to do like stupid work. Like, I have a bachelor's degree. I know my worth, and they want me to like bus tables or empty trash or just things that I'm way overqualified for, and I don't understand like they don't get that I know what I'm worth, and I'm not worth taking care of other people's trash. If they need to get it taken care of, they need to do it.
Yeah. So you're feeling like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but that you feel like you know your worth, you have a bachelor's degree, but the jobs that you're doing, they're expecting you to do like busy work or just things you don't want to do, or you just feel like they're beneath you.
Yeah.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, I would say that's pretty accurate. I mean, I don't know. I know some of it's probably from me. Like, I could probably just deal with it. But I mean, it's just kind of like I don't know how to explain it. I'm just kind of like, it's not just my job to do those things. Like, why am I taking care of other people's stuff? No, like, nobody else is gonna take care of my stuff. Like, I've tried.
yeah. And you said that these um having a hard time holding down a job and getting your eviction, and having trouble with adulting. You said that started happening like right when you moved out. When you say moved out, do you mean move out of a college dorm? Do you mean move out of your parents' house?
It was out of my parents' house. I lived with them up until probably about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
So I
So
finally got my own place. So I moved out, got a better paying job, and of course I lost that almost immediately.
okay. So you said you lived with your parents. What was that like? Did you like living with your parents? Did you have siblings? Tell me about that.
I've got 3 older siblings, 2 older sisters, and an older brother, and I liked living at home. My mom is a great cook. She is very particular about the cleaning. Um, yeah, I liked living at home, but I struggled with I didn't have any privacy, so that was kind of the big push to get out. Um, Otherwise, I didn't have any complaints being there in the slightest.
Yeah, that's good. That's good that you have a good relationship with your parents. Tell me about, you said you have two older sisters and an older brother.
Mhm. Yeah.
Tell me
Um,
about them.
my oldest sister is 26. Then there's a 24-year-old, and then my brother is 23, 22. He'll be 23 in a couple months. So, and then there's me.
Did you? Okay. So you guys are all pretty similar in age.
Mhm.
How was that growing up? Did you feel like you had a good relationship? Did you guys play well together?
It was, for the most part, it was pretty good. It was kind of nice because like I got my older sister's hand-me-down clothes. So like I kind of had like nice junk clothes because it was all like name brand stuff from them being firstborns. Um, but I mean, my brother was always super protective of me. But like as we got older, like everyone kind of like veered off on their own thing. But I don't know, when we were like probably middle school age, they just kind of stopped liking me for a couple years. I don't know what I did, but I tried really, really hard to hang out with them and find common ground. My brother would play video games. I would try to, jump in with him, and my sisters would go shopping or go get their nails done. I would try to jump in with them and go, and they just didn't want me around anymore.
Oh, well, I can see how that's frustrating and hard on a kid that you're trying to build and better your relationship with your siblings and they're not really recuperating.
Yeah.
Um, you said that you don't know what you did. Okay. Like, did your siblings express anything to your parents um, about why they didn't want you to play with them or do things? Or did you talk to your parents asking,
Um,
like, why they don't want to do things with you?
I remember asking my parents once, like, why, and they pretty much, from what I remember, like, approached my siblings about it, and they kind of were just like, well, that's, she's a mama's girl, or we don't want to hang out with a spoiled brat. And I thought we were relatively on the same page, like with equivalencies and stuff, but I guess not.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So your siblings thought you were the spoiled brat, um,
Yeah.
being the youngest sibling. Do you think you were like um, babied or babied or treated differently than your siblings, being the youngest? Because normally that does happen. Like with the youngest, parents are more lenient. Do you think that was the case with your family?
I mean, my parents did treat me different. I never really got like punishments. Like I did, but I didn't. I kind of got scoldings and then took my, whatever away for an hour and then I got it back. Or I wanted to do something, or I wanted to go to a certain restaurant, so we went to what I wanted. Like, I know I was pretty privileged on that, but I didn't really consider myself spoiled, so I don't, it's kind of, I guess, kind of hard when it's myself.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, from what it sounds like, your siblings felt frustrated that your parents, you said that you got to pick what restaurant you went to, and that you got to, your discipline was like they would just take the toy away and then give it back when after a certain period of time. It sounds like your siblings might have felt like frustrated that, um, not that you had a lack of discipline, but just less discipline than they did. Um, do you think that was the case that like you got disciplined less than your siblings?
It's possible. I mean, I know I also, like, as we got older, like, I got more expensive stuff than them, like, for Christmas and birthdays and stuff. So, I mean, I guess it's possible there's some resentment there.
Yeah. So do you think that having the potential like lack of discipline at home, being the youngest or just within the family, do you think that has anything to do with not being able to hold down a job or not paying your rent on time or at all, like facing eviction? Do you think there's a correlation there?
It would make sense.
Yeah. But it is hard. It is hard to change your ways once you grew up with those ways, you know? Um, you grew up being the youngest and everything. Um, So it is hard to change your ways. I get that. Um, so let me tell you what we're gonna do. Do you have? I was thinking we could either meet every other week um, for a few weeks and just check in with each other um, and see your progress and discuss coping skills. Does that sound okay with you?
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay. Then on the let's do that. And then on your way out, the receptionist she'll set up our next meeting together. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, it was great talking to you, and I look forward to seeing you again. Okay.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.